even have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and this is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones. All right, this is the Talk Beat Jones Part 2 with the men of valor. The men of valor. And let's go with you, Mr. Candleman.
Yes, Kenny Candleman. I'll say Kenny because they hearing you say Kenny, so it's Kenny. They call me the Candleman.
And the other man of valor, Mr. Deputy Chief.
Deputy Chief, Reggie Amos. Hello, everyone.
Okay, and we have this young lady that is running for city charter. Would you please introduce yourself, please?
Nicole Small, Detroit City Charter Commission candidate.
Yes.
And let's learn a little bit about you. Hold on just one moment. Caller? Hello? Uh-oh. Call me back. I messed up there. Nicole?
Yes.
Last name?
Small.
And would you tell us a little bit about Nicole Small, please?
Native Detroiter, born and raised on the west side of Detroit. I still live in District 2. I went to Detroit Public Schools, worked for Ford Motor Company, UAW representative, took the education buyout, and at that time I went and I worked on the other side.
Hold on. You said you were a representative for the UAW?
Yeah.
UAW?
Yep, I was a member and I was a union rep.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Yes, it is. Yes,
So
it
a lot of
is.
people depended upon you to make fair, decisive, and get in there and fight, right?
Yes, absolutely, they did.
Okay. Continue, please.
And then I took the education buyout, went back to get my master's, and I worked on the other side of the table in human resources and labor relations. So ensuring that we understand the value of human capital and contract negotiation is something that I do. I've always been involved in my community. I've always been a fighter for the underdog. It's something that just comes naturally. And while I've been strongly encouraged to get into politics as a candidate, it wasn't something that I saw as a good fit for me at the time.
Yes.
But when the Charter Commission was up for review, I made a split decision, and I'm less than a half an hour to go and pull petitions.
Okay. And you, to my understanding, was a background type person to folks that was trying to do things. Would you talk about that for a moment, please?
Yeah, I know that Detroiters are salt of the earth people. They're really good people. I love my city. I believe in my city. I value the people in our city, which are the greatest assets. And what I have seen here in the last 4 to 5 years are a lot of changes. And there's a glass wall that has blocked us out of being a part of those changes and the revitalization of the city. And that is something that's unacceptable. And when I found out about the Charter Commission being open for revision, I was opposed to it. I will be honest with you, I was definitely opposed to it because the timing wasn't right. I know that we stand to lose a lot, and whatever we lose is for the next 16 years. And that was something that I wasn't willing to risk without trying to come to the table and preserve the interest of our people within this city and to ensure that we have adequate representation from our local government.
Deputy Chief?
Yes, good morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
Hey, yeah, I totally support you.
Thank you.
I'd like to know, can you define, since you defined yourself, can you define who these mailbox candidates are? Because most of the voters don't know them, don't know their position, don't know their platform, and It's just like they just parachuted on the scene in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
All right, that's pretty much true. Well, first, let me say this. I am a part of the People Slate. Joanna and I, Taylor Harrell, Denzel Campbell,
Wait,
Barbara Wonder.
don't go fast because these are names that some people are hearing for the first time.
Okay. Joanna Underwood, myself, Nicole Small, Taylor Harrell, Denzel Campbell, Barbara Winder, and Tracy Peters. We are on the People Slate. We are not mailbox candidates. We are going into each and every community in all 7 districts to community meetings, knocking doors, and also churches as well. And we just want to make sure that people know we have been accessible prior to running for this race, and we will continue to be accessible whether we're elected or not. So we are not mailbox candidates, but as far as those, to answer your question, who are, there is a slate called Detroit Neighborhoods First. If you take a look at their campaign finance reports, you will see some hefty donations. And
Hefty donation for folks who are going to be on a commission that
doesn't pay.
doesn't pay.
That doesn't pay.
Does this sound kind of like the school board situation all over again?
Does. Yes, it does.
Okay, go ahead, please.
And it was something that was expected. The People Slate met the first time back in May, I believe it was. And that was one of the first things that I said is that, listen, we must expect that we will not be the only ones out there running together. But what will happen is because they will be funded from people who have a lot of money and a strong interest in taking over the entire city, we must understand that 9 times out of 10 they will come out with mailers and other ads through earned and paid media within the last couple of weeks prior to the election. And that's exactly what has happened. So you have Detroit Neighborhoods First. There's another slate that's Detroit Forward Together. One of the candidates on there not only has worked for Santil Jenkins Snyder and now works for Gilbert. I find that interesting for her to be a grassroots candidate. Haven't seen her out in the community ever. And it's still today. Only saw her outside of Cass Tech when Obama was here, so I find that interesting. Never with the water shutoffs, never fighting against predatory tax foreclosures, never fighting against our children having lead in the schools. That's the footprint to
And
grassroots.
left to go for 150, 200,000 your job.
Yes, yes.
And has never made any comments on the positions or the conditions of the city of Detroit, in which she was the city council person, knowing the inside workings, never gave the citizens an update as to how to get better service. Never.
How about you never came and told the people that the charter was going to be open? I have a serious problem with that. These people who are running.
Coming to you next.
I found out on a Thursday afternoon, and I pulled petitions, like I said, within less than 30 minutes. And from then on, I told everyone that I possibly could that the charter is open for revision and how dangerous this is. And especially if we don't get the majority of people to the table who want to preserve the interests of the people and not there for ulterior motives. My moral compass is what led me to run for this race, not another hidden agenda to ensure that these profiteers get even more power that will be documented for the next 16 years.
Deputy Chief?
Yes, sir. She's absolutely right, Billy. I mean,
Hold on, caller.
this is what I'm saying, man. You know, this whole thing about the charter being open, the way it was open, I mean, the way that the petitions, the issue came up, it's about the mayor. I don't care who the mayor is. It's about the mayor having power, almost absolute power. And that's wrong. The mayor and the elected officials work for the citizens. So I appreciate, and we all should appreciate, these 2 young ladies and their team running for elected office because, again, we need radical change. And, Nicole, I'd like to ask this question. What is your, going forward, what have you learned from this campaign, and what would you do different going forward?
Well, what I would do differently is maybe recruit more people prior to the primary to ensure that we educate the rest of the community that this would have been on the ballot for the primary. That was not done by the city clerk's office, and it was a question that was raised by myself and someone else at the election commission meeting when they certified the candidates that would be on the ballot. That was back in I think the end of April or beginning of May, I can't remember. And we were told that they would not be educating the community about the charter commission, about the charter revision being on a ballot in August. And they said that was the candidate's responsibility. At that time, I questioned whether or not we had candidates because we wouldn't know if we would be candidates until after the decision was made in the election for the primary election. And so at that time, I think that what I wish I would have done is strongly encourage more people to educate their communities that this would be on the ballot and to vote no. Now, I did participate with the People's Platform in passing out literature telling people to vote no. I did speak at a few community meetings, but this is a large city. So I wish that I would have rallied more troops to engage in that process, and none of us would be here right now.
Okay, and you mentioned that this is a large city. Deputy Chief, I'm coming to
Yes,
you
sir.
next, Kenny. I mean, Family Man. That's my friend, y'all. You say, how can you not be professional on the air, Billy? You've been here, you only been doing this since 80? But that's my friend, so when I look at him, I don't think about, I always know him, I knew him as Candleman. And then as we got closer, Kenny. And so it's like, oh, okay, his name is Kenny too. All right, so I get, I do it both ways there, Kenny and Candleman.
No problem.
Okay, so I'll get to you shortly, Mr. Candleman. Deputy Chief,
Yes.
pick it up.
Well,
Carl, I'll come to you next.
Again, Billy, I'm not one. I think everybody who have listened to me since 2010, I think they know this. I'm not one of Detroit's ignorant, pontificating, locked-up marketing Negroes, okay? We need radical change. We need individuals like Nicole and
Miss
and Joanne Underwood,
okay.
okay? And again, getting back to how this came about opening up the charter, even the Council of Baptist Ministers have said, just like in the governor's race, it said that the people who selected the candidate for lieutenant governor, that group didn't even come before the Council of Baptist Ministers. And the Council of Baptist Ministers had issues with it. So you see something is wrong, and this is why we need young people, and I mean young people who have an understanding of what's happening in Detroit to come to TV 33 so that we can educate our community. It's sorely needed. And again, I'm not on anyone's payroll. I'm free. And
You're free.
our primary focus is educating the voters, advocating for quality leadership. That's Nicole and Joanne.
Joanna
Okay?
Underwood.
Advocate for a better quality of life and protect our future. And again, our future is
Hold on, Carl.
our children and our grandchildren.
Hold on just a moment. Caller, you're live on the Talk B. Jones Show. Let me first let my guests introduce themselves, co-hosts.
Nicole Small, Detroit Charter Commission candidate.
And Kenny the Candle Man.
He handled it.
Kitty.
Yeah,
There
he
you
handled it.
Yes.
Okay. Caller, you're live. Talk to us, please.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Good
Thanks for
morning.
Good
calling.
morning.
Yeah, I just wanted to backtrack on the question that Candleman had asked about Leland while he was still in office. In my opinion, he's connected to the hit with Duggan. And District 7 they're in love with Leland because so much money has been put in 7 with the parks and things. And each time they did a ribbon cutting, Duggan's been right there next to him.
Okay.
Now, as far as slate, you got the People's slate and the Detroit slate. The Detroit slate is the Duggan slate, the money slate, and the Negro slate.
A lot of money.
Say it.
And I'm going to tell you, the People's slate is going to get disrespected just like Coleman Young Jr. got disrespected in the last election.
Well, I could tell you this: I don't tolerate disrespect. So I don't know what happened with Coleman, but it
how,
won't come this way.
And how is it,
He didn't
and
get
why
the vote.
is it,
He
excuse me,
didn't.
sir, just a moment. You see, one of the particulars is that we have to be like a lion. We can't sit and say, this is what's going to happen and have it being put into the negative perspective. I respect what you're saying because you're speaking the truth. So what we're here on the Talk B. Jones show, we're saying we have to make the change. We have to find how to pull back the onion, peel it back, and make that change. And part of that is getting the information out to the people about the games and the gimmicks and the banana and the tailpipes that's been going on. That's what we're doing.
Right.
And I appreciate you bringing up the fact that the other situation has been going on, but we got to change that.
Time for a
That's
change.
been the whole thing about happening here in Detroit. We have to stop that. And we have a plan for, no matter which group you're with, come on to TV 33, contact Ken, Candle Man, contact the deputy chief, and find out how you can get some time on TV with us, the men of value.
And can I say one thing?
Right, go ahead.
And if you truly feel that way, and I understand your position, then when you hang up from here after this show, call 5 people and tell them to vote the people slate. That's the way we make a difference. We can't just give up and say, oh, that they're going to win. If that was the case, then none of us should ever run. We should never run. We shouldn't vote. We should just let them have everything that they want in this city. But I'm not willing to fold. They'll break before I bend, and that's what I mean. So if you want to help us, call at least 5 more people and ask them to call 5 people that you know are going to vote, and tell them to only vote the people slate. You don't have to vote for up to 9. Just vote these 6.
Oh,
Yes.
caller, you get the last.
But I
You get the
wasn't
last
saying
talk.
that you should give up. I was just saying that's what you're going to be up against.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
Oh yeah, oh
And
yeah.
I
That's
thank
why.
you for that.
And that's why we say you're telling the
All
truth,
right.
bro. You are telling the
All
truth.
right, I'm out of here.
All right, appreciate that,
That's good.
family. This is the Talk B. Jones, and I have a panel. I have a guest and a guest. Tell us who you are,
Kenny Candle Man.
Nicole Small, Detroit City Charter Commission.
and you're live on the Talk B. Jones. I am Billy Jones.
Good morning, my wise and progressive friend.
Oh
Good
my
morning.
goodness. Oh, can I say hello? And so great to hear from you, Sam.
But now, I want to point out that under the Archer administration, they took out having to swear or affirm to uphold the charter of the city of Detroit. It's section 2-103. Every elected officer and every appointee before entering on an official duties shall take and subscribe the following oath before the Detroit City Clerk. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state.
But not the city.
But it doesn't say anything about the city
That's right.
constitution. That needs to be placed back in there. I don't hear anybody talking about it. They slipped it and took it out. Not during the Dennis Archer administration. It needs to go back. Good luck to you, landlady. And please read again the People's Slate, because I was not aware of it. And everybody have a blessed day.
Okay,
You
thank
too.
you so much,
Thank
Sam.
you.
Appreciate you. And, I'm always excited and pumped up when I hear you, because what happens when I hear you, Sam, is it makes me feel like Mr. Tatum Easton.
That's a good thing.
That's a great thing, because Sam and Tatum Easton used to have some of the greatest conversations about politics
Right.
and the workings here in Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's right about
Yeah.
them taking that out of the charter. And it is a conversation that we've had at a few community meetings. And that's one of the first things that needs to be communicated to the community, so they'll understand that that's a lot of the reasons why we see a lot of changes taking place in decisions downtown at city council and the mayor's office that do not necessarily reflect decisions that are for our best well-being. So
Kenny. I'm just being.
Yeah.
Why don't I just say Kenny?
Yeah. There you go, Kenny.
Candleman. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Go
Yeah.
ahead, sir.
I'd like to say I'm happy to have Nicole on board. I'm voting for her. I work with her on different campaigns. She's for the people. She's real, 100%. Joanne Underwood is a good candidate. Them the kind of candidates we need on the charter. Like she said, I piggyback off. we all need to get out and call 5 people that's voting and let them know about the people that's running on this charter. We have to do our job too. We can't sit back like she said and said, oh, they go win or we don't have a chance. We have a chance if we get off our rear ends and vote. The people have to get out and vote. If you want to change, you got to make a change. You can't sit back and it's just like sitting at home and thinking a check coming to the house, but you don't go to work and do nothing for it.
That's right.
They're not sending us nothing. We have to get out and fight. And it's going to take the ground root people to get off their rear ends and fight for what they need to have in their community. We can't keep putting these same people up in there and expect something different out of it. They've been taken from us ever since what? England was in office when they took residency out of Detroit. And now look at what Mayor Coleman A. Young Sr. put in there and had the different African faces on the police force. If you notice our police force and different fire departments and EMS, it's turning back what it used to be when Coleman got them out of there. You know, because we won't get out and fight, but we want to sit down and just cry about what they doing to us. Action. It's
Action.
Action. We
Joanne,
need action.
excuse me. Would you please come in, because it seems like we're going to, if you have 9 folks on the commission, you've got to have a team.
Yes, you do.
And Deputy, after she mentions the slate, because you're not talking just because you're here or this other young lady's here, Ms. Underwood. You're speaking for a team because it takes a team to make a change. Is that correct?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
it does.
would you name your team as Mr. Sam had just asked you to do, and I'm going to turn it back over to Deputy Chief.
Again, my name is Nicole Small.
Yes.
Joanna
Yes.
Underwood is on the slate.
Yes.
Taylor Harrell,
Wait, Taylor Harrell. Okay.
Denzel McCampbell,
Denzel McCampbell.
McCampbell.
Okay, and he spelled his name. I remember that.
Yeah. We have Barbara Winder. She worked in the Coleman Young administration.
Okay.
Barbara Winder.
Okay.
And then you have Tracy Peters.
Okay. And so, Deputy Chief,
Yes, sir.
come on in, bro.
Okay. I think the listening, viewing audience, I think they got the message. Hopefully they do. Just like Sam called in and said his concern, he didn't know about the charter opening. It was almost like Pearl Harbor attack. Okay? This is why we need TV 33, and we need the people to support this station, because this is the only station, and this is no stuff. This is the only station that you're going to get the information on educating the community. And I hope that Nicole and Joanna, because I know they got a political future, I hope that they and other young people come to this station, they see the validity in the station, and educate the public on their candidacy and what's in the best interest of the city of Detroit going forward. We got an election coming up in 2020. It's right around the corner. Let's get busy. Support this station. Support this team. We have the model for you to win, and it's the model that young people all over the country, anywhere from 36 years old to 44, they're winning with. It can be done here in Detroit, and we have that plan.
And because we have to have a team, and I'm going to say it again, because we have to have a team, we have to present the team, and they say it's never too late. So if you don't know the slate and have not seen and don't know the people, I'm going to step out on faith and say to Mr. Candleman, I'm asking, can you speak with this candidate and this other candidate and see if they can arrange for the team to be here with us next Sunday? I know it's late, but you know what they do? They'll wait to the last minute to send out a whole lot of advertising because
Which is what they're doing right now. They are
because
flooding
that
mailboxes.
you see at the last minute is what stays in your mind. So if we could have the team, as many as possible, so we can vet them, come to the studio here this time, we'll let it slide.
Can I just speak?
Go right ahead, please
Say
do.
something for the team, and please know this: the only reason why Joanna and I are here today
Mm-hmm.
is because every other member of the team is out right now.
Working.
They're working diligently to make sure that we touch people that we have not seen before. Again, we did not get a $25,000 donation from
$25,000.
the Carpenters Union. We did not get all of this money from Gilbert, and I mean, and this is facts. This isn't me hallucinating or telling you my opinion. These are hardcore facts. We did not send out one mailer, but if you saw us at your door, it was because we literally walked to your door to come and to touch you. Community meetings. Listen, earned media like these TV stations, and we hope we have more to come in this last week. But please notice, it's not because we didn't think that you were worthy. It's only 7 of us. We have a few volunteers, and if you need to call me to find out more, my number is 313-451-2228.
And we also have Mr. Canterman who want to say something. That's it. And I'll bring you on next.
Well,
next
I'm just
chief.
going to say, and you can reach me too, 313-778-0979. Get in touch with me, and I can get in touch with the slate and let you guys know or let them know what's your questions or whatever you're trying to find out about them. But we need you to come out to TV 33 and come to some of these forums that they're at so you can know who they are.
And you can use the time that you're on TV, couple that with your Facebook, your other social media. While you're on TV, you can tell your friends, I will be on TV 33, cable channel 91 on Sunday, so that those who have not seen my face, you may have gotten my card, I may have walked up, left my card, my kicker card, etc., but you don't know my face. This gives you a chance to identify the card, the face with the card. Speak up. Deputy Chief, we're going to take a break in about 2 minutes.
Okay. Again, we have the model. If you got a political future, you want to run in Detroit, and your interest is the interest of the people, you need to get a hold of Billy Jones.
Hold up. You can see this is not rehearsed, y'all. What you can do is you can get in touch with Mr.
Candleman.
And that telephone number?
313-778-0979 or Deputy Chief.
Deputy Chief, you want to give out your number?
313-399-8290. And again, Billy,
Yes.
it's going to take a team. Now, everyone listening and viewing this program for the past 3 weeks, you see this has never been done before, okay? We've all had our differences. We've all broken bread together. We moving forward. This is a no-brainer. Ain't no sense in you sitting up here hooping, hollering, and crying about what's bothering you. You're being put out your home. Your water being shut off. You don't like what's happening in the city. You don't like the charter. Hey, you've got young people such as Nicole and her slate running to protect our interests.
Okay.
And so we're going to have to get behind them with money moving forward.
And if you're already working the polls, if you're going to be there, please give me a call. We could use some volunteers at the polls to pass out our slate, because I guarantee you, you will see those mailbox candidates. They will have people because they have a lot of money to pay the people on election day. And what we don't want is for them to be able to mislead and miseducate the people who are actually coming out to vote to believe that they are for them. Listen, they cannot stand for
Hit 'em,
you
girl.
because
Hit
they
'em.
have never stood with you. They have
Come
never
on.
stood with you. And when they talk about being with a nonprofit, let me make this clear.
Clear it up.
Every nonprofit, any issue that they have supported has been because they have been paid for it. Myself, Joanna, and everyone else on the People's Slate, we have done this work for free.
Yes.
Understand that.
Yes.
We have done this work for free because we believe that you deserve good representation, and we believe that you should not be mistreated. Your tax dollars should not go to multimillionaires and billionaires without you getting anything in
Say it.
return.
Come
We
on.
want you to get a real return on your investment. Invest in the people on the people slate, and we guarantee you, we will represent you. We will represent your interests,
Yeah.
and that's what's important.
And you say the people slate because you need to bring the team.
That's
Yes.
right.
You can't bring the bacon.
We need 5 votes to make this happen. If we don't get 5 of us on the team, understand this, it's 9. We must have the majority.
Yeah.
If 5 of us are not elected, what will happen is that they will elect a lawyer that comes on our team. They will be able to decide who to hire for the director of the chair commission, and plus anything that they want taken out, any amendments, any changes that they want, it will go in favor of the people who have sent them, and it is not the people.
Right.
It is not the people.
That's right.
I cannot be any more clear. And if we lose this, it's gone for 16 years. Imagine what this city will look like in 16 years.
Well, tell me this. How can they contact you or contact the slate?
313-451-2228. And that's 313-451-2228. Or go to thepeopleslate.com and you can get all the contact information for all of the candidates on the People Slate.
Listen, it's been wonderful. I know that you have to get back to work.
Yes.
You
for
remind
the people.
you remind me of Lala Ali.
Yeah. You got to keep fighting.
Got to keep fighting.
That's right.
Got to keep fighting.
Thank you so much
Yes.
for this
Thank
opportunity.
you. Thank you. And
Appreciate
again,
it.
we're
You're welcome.
extending the offer that again, if your team will contact Mr. Candleman and Mr. Deputy Chief, we'll see if we can make it happen one more time before the election.
Yes. Nicole Small, a Detroit City Charter candidate. My number is 313-451-2228. And you'll be pleasantly surprised by the other candidates when they come on next week.
I
can
mean,
guarantee it.
you've got me so ready to exhale that I'm gonna have to bring Miss Underwood back.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
I'm chewing.
That's our sister soldier.
Well, I tell you what,
she is
we're
fire.
gonna have to bring her on and turn her loose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Deputy Chief, you still there?
Yes.
Can you hold on? We're gonna take a quickie.
Okay.
All right, hold on. So, family, you see what's happening here at TV 33. It's not the same old, same old. This world is not the same world that your grandmother, your grandfather was a part of. This is a new world.
Yes, it is.
They're having the process of having folks out killing folks at the synagogue. And people are saying, well, I think that we should have the right to do it the way we did in the old days. You can't do it like you did in the old days because we have too many problems with mental illnesses, with people with mental illness.
Right.
So we have to safeguard our welfare.
Yes.
And safeguarding our welfare is safeguarding our city.
Yes.
Okay? So, family, we're going to take that break, and we're going to bring you back. Another person's going to hit you hard. And if it was me, I'd hit you low. But we'll be back shortly, okay? You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Bon Appetit, Elegant Catering. We now deliver. Pre-order your dinners today. Most Wanted Platter. Visit our website, bonappetitelegantcatering.com. Barbecue rib dinners. We now deliver. Shrimp dinners. We now deliver. Fried chicken dinners. We now deliver. Lamb chop dinners. We now deliver. Fish dinners. We now deliver. Surf and turf dinners at Bon Appetit. We now deliver. Give us a call, 313-444-5048.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And This is the Talk Beat Jones. We're back with the Talk Beat Jones with the Men of Valor right here. And the first man right now is?
Kenny Candleman.
And the second man is? Your name, sir?
Deputy Chief.
And okay, and I'm Billy Jones, and this is the Talk Beat Jones, and we have our guest here tonight, this morning, whatever time you're able to see the show. And don't forget, you can call us at 868-0342. That's 313-868-0342, and we can get you in and get your question or your comment as well. Young lady, would you introduce yourself? And go ahead, and she's been cautious. Now we're saying, turn yourself loose. Let me have that passion that you want the folks to know that when you're elected to that charter commission, what are you going to bring? What type of passion are you going to bring to that commission?
Once again, I'm Joanna Underwood, and I am a candidate for Detroit Charter Commission. And the reason why I'm running because I believe in transparency and accountability. And the passion that I'm going to bring is the same passion that I always bring, which is I care about the welfare of all the people of the city of Detroit. I am sick and tired of our citizens being taken advantage of and disrespected and disregarded by this current administration. Also, the bad public policy. I've been fighting the foreclosure crisis. In the city of Detroit, we done lost 100,000 homes, and 70% of those homes was illegally foreclosed on. They selling homes with families still inside. I'm talking to mothers that are living in a household with no water. Their plan is to shut off eventually 100,000 people water. And we have, mothers and children scared to ask for assistance because they don't want their kids being taken away. So we have such a dire need in the city of Detroit, and I want to destroy the narrative of Detroit big comeback because our neighborhoods is not coming back. It's getting worse every single day. And enough is enough, and we need the people to come out and stand up and get this right with the Detroit Charter Commission.
We have a place that's called, I believe, the Park Place, that is putting out all of his the residents. A place that is selling is being bought for $13 million. A place has been a place for folks who were down in their luck, low income, could go and have a place to stay, refrigerator, microwave, furnished, in terms of like a living quarters, etc. All of these people are going to be put out. So when we talk about gerrymandering, how is it that they can't say that place is going to be turned over to all of the yuppies or buppies or whatever they call? Because the place is going to go through a total remodeling. They bought the place for, I think it was $700,000-800,000 years ago, turned it over to their son for $150,000. Now it's selling for 13 point some millions of dollars. During the time, they gave the people a 30-day notice. Now with 7 to 10 or 14 days left or whatever it was, they have the situation where they're going in and they want to take out the refrigerator and the microwave out of these places, out of these people apartments. The mayor became aware of it. Alexis Wiley became aware of it. The new buyers became aware of it, and they were saying, you don't want to do that. But the sellers are saying, no, it's our rights, and we're going to do it. Now, I don't understand how you can let folk be put out on a 30-day notice, and even before the 30 days, they're coming in, taking away the refrigerators and the microwaves from these folks. I mean, somebody got to tell me, how is it that the city cannot stop these people from just evicting these people illegally like this?
They could have stopped it. They refused to. Just like they could have, all it would have took is them the people that would lost their homes in the foreclosure crisis to fill out an application stating that it was too poor to pay their property taxes. They was fully aware of this, and not just the Park Place. Is we have senior citizen complexes that's going to be next too, because it's just a matter of time once the Section 8 vouchers expire and they don't get that subsidized portion of their rent done. They're going to make it a market price, market rate price rent, and which is going to be $1,200 something dollars. And I was working on a community benefits agreement, and I've been fighting for affordable houses. The city of Detroit housing is a housing crisis. We are experiencing a housing crisis, and rent is unaffordable. The average cost of rent to rent a house in the city of Detroit right now is $800 on average.
From what they're doing, and Deputy Chief, I need you to step in. From what I'm seeing they're doing is I continue to look at these developments. They say we'll have 10% low income, but the housing is going to cost between almost $1,800 to $3,000 to $4,000 per month.
Yeah.
Per month. Deputy Chief?
Yeah.
Step in.
Billy, this is why, and I agree with what Joanna has said. This is why, again, this community benefit ordinance that's in place right now is not good for the people in Detroit. It is not, they keep referring to it as a community benefit agreement. It's not. Again, Google community benefit agreement and then look at community benefit ordinance. It's an ordinance so that government, the elected officials, would have total control. That's the bottom line. That's how, if you had a true community benefit agreement, we could protect those folks being put out. And I would just like to say, Billy, just for clarity, the young lady, it wasn't Oakland, it was Compton, California.
Okay.
It's Asia Brown. She's 36 years old, okay? Alexandria Cortez, 29 years old. Stacey Abrams, 45. Ayanna Presley, 44. Okay? London Breed, 44. That's the mayor of San Francisco. Okay? You look at Rashida Tlaib, 42 years old. You look at Chokwe Lumumba, 35 years old. You look at LeVar Stoney. He's the mayor of Richmond, Virginia, 35 years old. Randall Wolf, he's 36 years old.
Okay,
Mayor
but what is
Birmingham,
okay, but Debbie, what is your point?
My point is, Joanna, Nicole, and other young people, they need to run, which they are. We need to get behind them and support them, and we don't need to be hearing nothing about they're too young, because young people are winning this thing all over the country.
Candyman?
Yeah, I have to agree with him. We have to get behind the people's slate because we need a change. We need someone that's fighting for us. I'm building a machine right now at the house where I can tell you if they for the people or if they Republicans and Democrat clothes. So that's what we need to look at. We got a lot of fake folks out here, that speak well, and got money. And then the people want to jump behind them. And then once they get in office, it's too late. We see that now. They pushing people out of their places. You go to Jeffersonian, I have friends down there that live down there. They pushed a lot of them out of there, raised the rent, and changed a whole lot of situations for them down there where they couldn't afford to stay in there, and it's sad. So if we don't get out and fight for ourselves and put the right people in and vote, we keep saying this, you have to vote. A lot of people talking about my vote don't count. It only don't count if you don't vote. A winner never quit and a quitter never win. And that's what we have to look at.
And I believe that us as a people here do not truly realize the importance of the Charter Commission. because the Charter Commission folk are not paid, we don't realize how important it is to have the right folks on that Charter Commission. Because from that Charter Commission, if you look a little deeper, you'll find that many of those folks that was on the Charter Commission were appointed to other positions in the political ranks, in the offices of some of the people who were head of the political machine. They then went on and placed them in a position where they could be elected with the full power behind the political machine. So the commission is a stepping stone for many of the folks, which may be the reason why they're willing to spend the money behind certain folk. Hold on just a minute, Deputy Chief. You're live on the Talk Beat Jones. I'm Billy Jones, and I have guests, and we are the Men of Valor.
Kenny Candleman.
And sir?
Deputy Chief Reginald Amos.
Hold on, please.
Yes.
You're live on Talk Beat Jones.
Okay, I just signed in, and I'm definitely going to vote early, and I'm voting for the Joanne, the Barbara, and this young man, Cottrell. I just saw him on this show, and I was very impressed with him in the fact that he's already doing the right things for our communities to empower us economically. Definitely voting for him. So, yeah, my list that I already have is definitely going to be putting a lot of young Democrats in. And I'm just thankful that they want to take the challenge.
Tell me this before you go. What thoughts do you have in terms of the importance of the Charter Commission?
Oh, I think it's very important because we don't want, first of all, I didn't want them to open the books. Second of all, I don't want them to be given to the crooks. So it is very important that we get the right team on board that is concerned about the people's choice, concerns, and needs.
And what do you feel is the importance out of 9 commissioners? There are 16 folks that's going to be voted on.
Right.
Only 9 will make it.
Yes.
What do you feel is the importance of having a certain slate, which is your slate? Do you know you got the names?
Yes, and the People's Slate consists of myself, Joanna Underwood, Nicole Small, Barbara Weiner, Tracy Peterson, Taylor Harrell, and Denzel McCampbell.
Denzel, yeah. Okay, I already got that slate, and I'm adding Cottrell to it because I just heard him, and I'm seeing what he's doing in the community, which is making a difference, and it's definitely for the people and not for corporate greed.
Oh.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you. And,
thank you for taking my call and enjoying your show.
I hope you'll call us back next Sunday, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Deputy Chief?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me.
Well, again, I think that everyone sees the dilemma that we're in, but we can work as a team and use TV 33 as a platform to improve the situation in Detroit. Now, Billy, I'm going to say this, and I think Joanna, she realized it too, that in the 2016 election, I approached a number of people, and I know Kenny know it. I approached a number of people to get over to TV 33, spend some money at TV 33, and get the support of the people through education. Not one of them came over to TV 33. They're talking about social media and all that. And where are those people today? They sitting on the sideline asking the coach, can I get in?
Well, they do have their telephones that they can check Facebook. They do have their other media to check Twitter, and they can dream. But see, dreaming is for just dreaming. It is the action. And I will say this. What you are doing is showing that you're just not talking. You're just not moving from point of having a situation here and having a situation there and moving on. You've been consistent. You have been consistent. And you feel, I feel compassion, I feel strength with you. When you said we've had our differences, oh, heck yeah. Oh, double to the heck yeah. You know, but because we are united in the love of this city and we're tired of the same old, I come and I say I'm down the middle. I'm down the middle if you're truthful, if you are speaking the truth, if you're not lying, if we're not saying we're going to do this and you turn around and you're doing something different. I don't care who supports you. I've gone through J.D. Hill. Excuse me, I've gone through Tatum Easton, I've gone through J.D. Hill, I've gone through Mr. R.J. Watkins, Mr. Henry Tyler, and I also was in the camp with Mr. Minister Malik Shabazz. And that's how I came across this, okay, forgive them for they know not what they do, and give them love. That's how I finally evolved to be where I am now. I love everybody. Whether you're on the left side or the right side, you got a right. You have a right. But doggone it, it's time for us to pick out what is the right person, who is going to do the right thing, who is involved undercover with people that's doing the wrong things, trying to make you be the front person for the wrong things. That's what we have to look out for.
Can I say this, Billy?
You can, sir.
Okay. As I've always said, learning is the immediate discovery of your ignorance. We must have common sense and the ability to analyze the situation and provide solutions. And that's what I'm doing, working with this team. Currently, I'm working in Florida with the campaign of Andrew Gillum, the brother that's running for governor of Florida. Also, Pasha Baker, the candidate for mayor of Sanford, Florida. And so between Florida and Detroit, it's a lot of work, but I'm willing to fight for a better quality of life for the citizens of Detroit.
And we appreciate you staying and utilizing the platform that TV33 can offer. And I appreciate the fact that as the station is in a fundraising position consistently at this point, that you have directed your funds to the Talk Beat Jones show and to help it so that we can continue to grow. And we are going to continue to grow because the Men of Valor is exactly that. What does that mean? That means that we are truthful folks. We're fighting for you.
Yes.
We will not be deterred. No. Unbought, unbossed. We are the men that's going to be bringing this stuff to you. And if you want to get involved with bringing out the truth and helping this city come up and be the city that you know this baby can be. Yeah, this baby, she's been here for many, many years, but she's a baby for where we are at this point. Let's breathe life into her. Help me, Joanne.
Yes, and I love the fact that TV33 is still here and been here. Our only black-owned television station. We gotta support it. I'm gonna take this message back to the young people. You know, we can utilize our dollars and put it into this station.
Yes.
And so it's so crucial and important that we get our
And
message
make it their
out.
station.
And make it their station. And make it something that they can watch and be entertained by being informed about the real issues that's going on instead of the everyday table talk that we do. That is, I'm not saying it's not significant, but it's not important enough for us to indulge in that much time and energy in nonsense. But the stakes is high with the Detroit Charter Commission. We got to get it right this time. We got to elect the right people to the city.
Who are the right
Charter.
people, Joanne?
And the right people is Joanna Underwood, Nicole Smalls, Barbara Weiner, Tracy Peterson, Giselle McCampbell, and Taylor Harrell. Please support the Detroit People's Slate. We are for the people. We're not mailbox candidates. And you know what? What really infuriates me is that these people don't have the decency, the respect to earn the vote. They won't knock doors. They won't show up to no community meetings. So what did I tell you? That tell you they don't have no respect for you. They don't have the right to look in your eyes. They're cowards because they know they're wrong, and that's why they can't look in your eyes and say what they're gonna do for you. If nobody can't look in your eyes and come to your community with respect and say, this is what I want to do for your community, that's because they're cowards. They want to hide behind that money, the corporate money, in the mailbox. But we're out here. I've been out here fighting for the illegal foreclosures, the water shutoffs, and I'm going to continue to fight. And whether win or lose, I'm going to give them people hell who do make it.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't make it this first time, tell you what we're doing is we're setting a platform here that folk like you,
Yes.
like Deputy Chief, myself, fair-minded folk, all we want to do is be treated fair.
Yes.
That's all. And if being fair means we have to get out and put people in the places that have the control on these commissions and on the councils, then that's what we have to do. Yep. Talk to me, Deputy Chief, real quick.
Hey, everyone is absolutely right. It's just that simple. Again, Joanna, the question for you is, going forward, what would you do different in this campaign?
What I would do different is that I would take the same approach, educate the people about the charter. And, I was struggling because I want to do a political education class, and I couldn't get no funding. And see, if I would have had that funding, I would have been better prepared to educate the public. So we won't even be talking about opening a charter. We will talk about educating the people upon the charter.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Good luck to you, young lady. Mm-hmm. Call me, 313-399-8290. Kenny got my number.
Well, I just wanted to say thanks to Deputy Chief and thanks to Billy Jones for having me on their team. And, I appreciate it very much. And we're going to bring, we got better and bigger things coming to you for the future. We want you to get out and vote for the people slate. And tell a friend about us. And we'll be on next week. And thank you all for looking at the show. And we need you to call in to ask questions.
And you can reach me, Billy Jones, 313-412-3111. I'll take your comments, please. But, it's been a wonderful, wonderful time. I want to thank Deputy Chief. I want to thank the Candleman. I want to thank our guests. And your name again, guest?
Joanna Underwood, candidate for Detroit Charter Commission.
And
Nicole Smalls and the People's Slate. Please vote the People's Slate. You go to thepeopleslate.com. You can catch me on Facebook, Joanna Underwood. On Facebook, my number 313-523-2499.
All right. Sounds great to me. Yes. Family, we need you. We need your support. Okay?
We can do this.
Don't stay undercover. Yeah. Come on, let's get out.
We can do it.
Get off the bench.
Get off the bench.
Get off
right.
the bench.
Coach, I want to get in.
Get in the game. Get in the game. The only way you go win.
Wait, Mr. HT is threatening me with his fist, so I got to go, y'all.
All right.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chief.
Thank you.
We'll talk again.
Yep.
Okay. So, family, once again, this has been Talk B. Jones. Like you said, we told you we're going to do it like nobody else. Why? Because we're unbossed. So we don't have no platforms that we have to kowtow to. Talk to you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And this is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the Talk Beat Jones. This is the